Welcome back, everyone. That I have to stream Fortnite. Here lately, I've been having problems with black screens running in full screen, so I'm just going to show you a rundown of the settings that I have to stream Fortnite and any other game that I decide to play. So I'm taking it that you already have your Streamlabs set up, and if you don't, I have a video for that. I'll have a link for it in the description. So just jump on over to settings, and you'll see general, and then you see stream, and that's where you set up everything. Like I said, I have a video for that. Go to output. First, my output is on advanced. You might have it on simple, but if it is, go ahead and put it on advanced. On the streaming tab, I have audio track 1. Now this is on the Acer Nitro 5, which I'm pretty sure you knew this just by the title, but I'm pretty sure this will work on any other machine. For the encoder, I am using hardware NVENC, and I have enforced streaming service encoder settings checked. This rescale output, you cannot check that and run straight up as your base, which will be 1920 by 1080 if you're using the Acer Nitro 5 or some of the modern day laptops. But if you want to get a good stream, just go ahead and rescale it to 1280 by 720. Moving on down to rate control, I have it on constant bit rate, so it's not going to vary. And the actual bit rate numbers, I have 6,000. I can get around 10 megabits per second upload, okay? So I use generally around 60 to 70% of it. Not that you really need that, but it's a good safe number. So I'm using 6,000. My keyframe interval is 2. I have my preset on performance. There's also some other ones in here you can play with. You have max quality, max performance, low latency quality, low latency performance. But performance seems to work for me on this laptop. And for the profile, I have mine sitting on high. There's also main and baseline. On my GPU, I have it set to 0. If you set it to 1, it will use your internal graphics renderer, which might be Intel or maybe an AMD Ryzen CPU renderer, whatever it has in it. I'm not exactly sure. I don't have one of those chips. And max B frames I have sitting on 2. Moving to audio, sample rate 44.1, channel stereo, desktop audio device. I don't even mess with this. More than likely it would be default. Just go ahead and pick default. It's not going to hurt anything. Desktop audio device 2, leave it disabled. Microphone auxiliary device, you want to pick your microphone or whatever you're going to use to record and listen. So I use my Yeti, and the rest of the two you don't have to bother. Moving over to video, like I was saying earlier, your base canvas resolution is 1920 by 1080, which that is the size of your screen, and your output scaled resolution 1920 by 1080. And if you're downscaling, you want to use this filter Lanxess, which gives a little bit better quality. FPS, you want to use common FPS values, and common FPS values, I have it on 60. If you want, you can set up some hotkeys so you can start your stream and stop your stream while you're in game. I have mine set on Shift F8, stop streaming, Shift F9, start recording, Alt 1, and stop recording, Alt and 2. And there is an alternative. You can download the Streamlabs remote, and you can do it all from your mobile device, which I really recommend, because sometimes you'll hit your hotkeys, and especially while in Windows mode, it sometimes doesn't want to hook and it will not start. So you'll think you're streaming and you're not streaming, and you'll have to keep looking back and forth. Anyway, that should be it on that. Let's go ahead and start a scene up. Let's go ahead and jump in here. Let's create. Okay, we're going to create one. Okay, create new. and we're gonna call this test. And hit the check mark. And it's already active. You can just double click just to make sure. Hit done. And next, we're gonna go ahead and start Fortnite. I don't know how well this is going to work since I'm recording the desktop, but we're going to find out. Here lately, I've been getting a whole lot of games that are giving me black screens, and it's been hell trying to figure out why it's happening. It's almost like with this latest NVIDIA update that it's causing it. But I'm just pretty much guessing. I don't know. Hopefully it'll work itself out. So we're gonna jump back out of here in just a second. We're gonna make sure our game is in Windows mode. Okay. Let's go to settings. And make sure you're in windowed full screen. Like I said earlier, being in full screen most of the time on a single streaming device will give you problems. And I don't know why, but it does. So just keep it on Windows full screen. So let's jump out of here and go back to Streamlabs. Okay, so Streamlabs is right there. Let's jump in there. Now, let's add a source. So you hit the plus button, and you can add an image, browser source, image slasher. We're not interested in any of that. Most of the time we would do game capture, but we want to roll right over here to window capture and click add source. You don't have to name it. It will give it a default name, or you can rename it if you like, but I just leave it as default. All right, so now it's looking for a window. So you want to tell it to look for Fortnite. And there it is. So there, it's working. Like I said earlier, if you jump back in here and choose the game capture option and add that as a source, you'll be able to rescale at 720 or whatever resolution you want. And it will actually be, let me go ahead and pick it just to show you. You will have it right here, this force scaling. But like I said, it will not work on this game, or it will not work on this device. I'll get a black screen. Now, you might not get a black screen, but for me, I'll get a black screen. Since you're not going to use that, you can remove it if you like. Yes, we want to remove. But for the window, since we do not have that option in this area, what you can do is go back to your options, go to output, and say, for instance, you don't want to rescale it because we already have it set as rescaled. Say you want to do 1080p. You just unclick it and it will automatically start streaming at your base. It will just take the option completely away. But if you wanted to just hit rescale and then choose 1080, I don't know how that works. If it's double working your processor, I'm not exactly sure. You can play around with that, but it's better to just uncheck it. And that way you'll stream out at 1920 by 1080. But again, keep it on rescale. And that is pretty much it. I mean, if I go back in here and start playing, I mean, it will work just fine. Now, one more thing before I go. It's best if you have another screen, preferably a desktop, laptop, to where you can log into your YouTube account. If you're streaming to YouTube, go to the live dashboard, then go back into your game on your gaming machine, start your stream, and actually monitor to see if the stream is working. And that's what I usually do. And make sure you download the app and put it on your mobile device, because it will make things a whole lot easier. All right, so that's the video on my settings for Fortnite, and hopefully it'll work for some other games out there that you might be having problems with. If there's another game that I run across, I will post up about it, or if you have a game and I have it too, and you're having problems trying to get it to run, just let me know. And the settings that I have are not concrete, so you might be able to play around with the bitrate, and you might be able to play around with some of the profiles. But like I said, if I hit record right now or start the stream right now, it will light up green, which is perfect health on YouTube. All right, so that's all I have for now, and I'll talk to you next time. Meanpooh out.